Hello, Adrian Botham here again from howtoinvestinshares.co.uk. I hope you're well. The subject of this video is the FTSE 100, otherwise known as the FTSE or the FTSE 100 index. Now, the first thing to say about the FTSE 100 is that it is a UK index. Therefore, it's to do with shares that are on the London Stock Exchange in the UK, and it's an index. So what do we mean by an index? Well, an index is a way of understanding whether the overall market or the shares in the index element of the market have gone up or down over a period of time, and by how much. And it does this by starting at a point in time and a particular value in time. So in terms of the FTSE 100 index, it was started back in 1983 and it was started with a value of 1,000. Now that's not a price, it's not a cost, it's just a number. It's an index number that it started with. So at the time of making this video, the FTSE 100 index is round about the 6,000 mark. That means the index has gone up by 6 times in between 1983 and around April-March time of 2012. And by doing so, it has vastly outstripped the value of inflation and of bonds and of savings and of any other form of investment that you could have made in that period of time. So what is the FTSE 100 index then? Well, the FTSE 100 index is the top or the largest 100 shares in, or on rather, the UK stock market. Of course, as the share prices of those 100 companies changes over time, that means the value of the companies changes over time. And the FTSE 100 index needs to keep in it the top 100 companies. So every quarter, or 4 times a year, the constituents, i.e. the companies that sit in that FTSE 100 index, change. So those that are no longer in the top 100 drop out of the index, and those that have now grown in size and ought to be in the FTSE 100 index come into the index. And that's a little bit more complicated than that. There are some rules associated with that, so they don't get too much change from quarter to quarter. But essentially that's the concept. So that as we go forward in time, the FTSE 100 index always keeps in it, more or less, the top 100 companies by size. All of the companies in the FTSE 100 index are part of the London main market. I'll come back to that in a minute. As I've said, the FTSE 100 index comprises the largest 100 companies, and together they make up about 81% of the total value of all of the companies in the UK main index, or main market rather. The next 250 companies by size are known as mid-caps, and they are in the FTSE 250 index. And by value they represent about 15% of the total value of the UK main market. So together the FTSE 100 and the FTSE 250 taken together are known as a FTSE 350 index, and obviously that makes up about 96% of the value of all the companies in the market. The FTSE small cap are the next tier of companies, and taken together these make up about 2% of the market. And if we add together the FTSE 100, the FTSE 250 and the FTSE small cap, then we get another index that's known as the FTSE all share index. Now there are yet even more companies that are far too small to be in any of those other indexes I've already mentioned, and they sit in what's known as the FTSE fledgling index. And all these companies together make up the main market. Now, as well as the main market, there is another market known as the Alternative Investment Market, or AIM for short. And this was set up fairly recently, so not too many years ago, and its purpose was to allow smaller companies to come onto the London Stock Exchange, and therefore to raise finance for the business by getting investors to buy their shares. And the rules associated with AIM companies are not as stringent or as difficult to qualify for as they are on the main index. And hence why AIM companies, AIM shares, are classed as a bit riskier than those on the main index, because the rules to qualify as an AIM company and float on the AIM market are not as stringent. So in summary then, on this video we've talked about the London Stock Exchange, we've talked about the main market, we've talked about the alternative investment market, and we've talked quite a bit about the FTSE 100 index and some of the other indices on the London stock market. I hope you found it useful. If you have, then please visit my website howtoinvestinshares.co.uk for more information and also for a free guide. As I said earlier, my name is Adrian Botham, and I look forward to seeing you again on a future video. Bye bye for now.